First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rukakwadash. Double honor to apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone that rule well. And salutation to you, Akima, to pushing the truth and sincerity around the four corners of the earth, and that's enduring in the truth and staying strong in the faith. And shalom to you, sisters, and listening in humbleness and quietness, and and in all as well as also enduring. You few sisters out there. The brother Urala for Children of the Light. I made this video pretty short. I was just thinking about like the current things that was going on, that's been going on. You got the Genesis guys that's teaching that the other nations can be saved. Then you got the guys that shepherds of Berea and pretty much showing that they had lost the faith. Speaking on what as far as getting jobs and what we're gonna do, brothers gotta eat and so forth, this and that, and a lot of things just it's revealing. The scriptures say that men gonna wax worse, because honestly, man, if you guys would have just kept your mouth, you guys should have kept your mouth closed. But also, the Lord just revealing these men and how they really been feeling behind closed doors, And speaking on Genesis, we all know they took the bag and teaching that nonsense that they're teaching. That's why they're trying to refashion themselves with a new page. But I want to read this scripture in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 8. It says, "Now as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds, reprobates concerning the faith." And them guys from Genesis, they have corrupt minds. You gotta have a corrupt mind to want to sell out, to want to take the bag. So you just saying forget pushing Yahweh Shai word. We're gonna take this bag and we're gonna change the doctrine. It says, "But they shall proceed no further, for their folly shall be manifest unto all men, as theirs also was." Right, and that's these guys in I'm Salakia, because the name keeps slipping my mind. The Church of Berea that just got exposed for the craziness that they were talking against the apostles. Your folly gets exposed. It be manifest, because like how me and the elder Yahweh Kanan, we just on the phone talking about it, and we both was saying he was edifying to me, like they had to been having those conversations way before they even came out on the camp, because if you watch the video, you see how each of them brothers out there with each other, they was they knew to carry on the next thing to say. Oh yeah, but brothers they don't understand financial issues and so forth, and how they all would just like how we be out there on the highways and byways, we able to speak, break down, edify, and the brother know how to pick up on the next thing to edify what that brother was going on. That's how they was doing when they were speaking on how they felt about making the videos, getting a job, and so forth. The brother need to work, and all those things. Y'all seen the videos, so I don't want to go too far deep into it. But the point is that it was made manifest, and y'all should just, man, rebuke your thoughts. That's what you need to do. But that just shows you've been feeling that way, because y'all don't, y'all showing that y'all lack faith, like the apostles just said in the live video. I mean, and they video over the weekend. What y'all gonna do when the chip get here? Because to say things like that, it's like you trying to say Not saying that y'all are, but to say things like that would be saying that you know, if it get hard out here and they push the chip, what are you gonna take it? I'm gonna say that. I ain't gonna say you it is. Are you gonna take it? You know, you gotta have your faith in Yahweh Shem Shai. And the scriptures say, ye shall eat. They should starve, but you should eat, so forth. I don't want to quote it too wrong, but y'all know where I'm going with it. You know, but in order for all that to happen, you should want for hunger, but you should eat, and they should starve. I mean, that's one thirst, but you should drink. That's how's that going to happen though? That's going to only happen if you have faith in Yahweh Shem Shai and keep pushing the word. You know, and not getting weak in the spirit. It says, but thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long suffering, charity, patience, persecution, affliction, which came unto me at Antioch, at Iconium, at Lystra, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, where persecutions I endured, but out of them all, the Lord delivered me. And why he was delivered? Because he kept the faith. And then that's the one of the ultimate, I don't want to say tools, but the ultimate thing that you have to have being in the truth, man. You know, and sticking with this doctrine, right? It says, yea, and all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai shall suffer persecution. And that's what's going to happen later. Hey, that's a prophecy that's going to happen to us, you know. A lot of them gonna get put to death, being in the truth, you know. But the scriptures say, be faithful unto the end. You know, he that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. So if you getting put to death in this being in its truth and believing in Yahweh Shem Shai and His word, you're gonna get delivered, man. You're gonna get that crown. But from what a lot of y'all starting to get weak with that, you know. And them guys, back to the Genesis, what they new channel, I think was a TCG or some for, I may have it wrong, but y'all know who I'm talking about when I say Genesis. They didn't gave the bag up. They lost the faith, which we've been watching them from way long time ago. Recently when you know they was part of the Sakari, so we've been had our eye on y'all from the start, from Sakari all the way down to y'all two, you two, Hassad and Hakar. It says, verse 13, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. And that's they wax that fit them guys, because they wax worse. Now you deceiving the people, because what was you teaching first? You was out there prophesying that the other nations can be saved. Now you're teaching that the other nations can be saved. Now y'all talking that madness, saying that they could be delivered. They're gonna get delivered on a chariot. Like, that's crazy, you know. And when you look at the, I don't know if it's just me, but when you look at them, you can see like when they in a video, it look like they not even sure of what they saying. Y'all ain't even sure of what y'all, like, y'all don't even feel confident enough to say what y'all saying. But y'all got that bag. Y'all got a job to do. You got to deceive. Y'all want to get paid. Hey, you just gave your salvation away. But let me keep reading. I don't want to keep dragging it. It says, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived, and that's gonna keep happening. This year, more gonna come out. Like the apostle said, it's gonna be more sellouts. You know, And said, this the point I want to hit, but continue thou in the things which thou hast learned. And this is for all of us that's this in this thing that's been learned from the apostles, starting with Apostle Tahar on down. These guys just from Church Berea just ruined it, kind of like messed everything up for the brothers that were affiliates. But we gonna we're gonna continue in the in the things that thou have learned, and it says has been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. So we're gonna keep learning from the apostles. That's the order that was sent down. Them guys, they they ruined it. Lack of faith, and so, man, scoffers. That's what that man. That's him and his camp. Not just him, it's his camp too. Scoffers. Y'all been talking shit. So you can't even be mad that the apostle said that. So because one of the apostles is not playing no games. So it ain't finna be no. It just this is what it is. Boom, they gone. That's it. Nothing else. The guys, screwed it up. But the focus is to keep continuing the things that we have learned from, especially from our apostles, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shai Shai. We're gonna keep pushing this doctrine. This is will continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them, and that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith, which is in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. The key word, faith. So to say that, do all that complaining outside about the brothers got to get a job and we got to eat, we got bills, we need a salary and so forth. Y'all must have forgot who gave you that. Through the faith of you, your faith in Yahweh Shai Shai, you doing the work. Yahweh Shai Shai gives you that. He gave you that. You didn't get it on your own. Look, man, that showed that a lot of y'all don't understand how the most high Yahweh Shai Shai work. You be sitting there searching for a job for the longest, and wonder why you ain't getting nothing, because you ain't because you don't have that faith. You lack that faith. You ain't finna get it. You ain't finna get it. Yahweh Shai bless you with a job, a good paying job. You got to do the work. The scriptures say, "Seek ye the kingdom, and all these things should be added unto you." But when you get all that, you gotta have the mindset that all hell finna come loose. So don't put your whole heart into that shit, man. Yeah, we gotta work. We also still gotta do the work. We gotta work and we gotta do the work. You get what I'm saying? We gotta do the work. Or how about Shai Shai? Yeah, you gotta go to work, and then I don't want to just be rambling, but y'all also showing that there's no brotherhood amongst y'all, because I don't know if he's the leader of other account, but he also say because you go to other brothers ain't gonna be able to help, ain't gonna help you out. Why? It's a brotherhood, that's part of being in the truth. Brothers help each other when a brother down, and also when brother in need. That's why brothers establish at all camps. You gotta, it's camp pot. You got a camp pot. You got your tithes that you send to the apostles. So when a brother is in hard times, he go to the heads of the camp. I'm going through such and such, or the brother may come out his own pocket. Boom, I got you. Here you go. Boom. Help you. Get a job, so forth. Then it also goes back to your faith. Fast and pray that Yahweh Shai bless you with something. Well, I'm gonna keep reading because I kind of been rambling. Salakia. This is just something that I was just was driving today, and I was thinking about that. And the Spirit got on me to want to put a video out. It says verse 16. All scripture is given by inspiration of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction. You see that? For reproof and for correction. So when anybody goes off, what are we supposed to do? Use these scriptures to reprove them, correct them. You going off on that. Genesis, you going off. Y'all know y'all going off. IUIC, they going off. ISUPK, they going off. It says, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of Yahweh Shai may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. And that's it, man. So the point was, I just wanted to get out there for you brothers and few sisters that's been watching. Continue in the things which you have learned and who you learned it from. And we learned it from the apostles, a great millstone, starting with Apostle Tahar on down. And like the apostle said in the last video, and I smiled when he said that because I 100% believe it. They are the apostles of the world, of the whole world. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.